This show is sponsored by 𝐿𝐭𝐴, one of the best platforms for sport bettors and casino players in India. It was established in 2016 and offers over 25 sports, more than 41 virtual sports and plenty of casino games too. 𝐿𝐭𝐴 has an excellent user experience and a fantastic 100% deposit match bonus of up to 10,000 rupiah. So if you would like to spice up your gaming experience, don't hesitate to register with our link in the description. Hello guys and welcome to 𝐿𝐭𝐴𝐧𝐧𝐞𝐿 World Cup final third place. Let's do our last video for the World Cup, and of course we have Argentina, France. So we have 𝐬𝐭𝐴𝐧𝐧𝐶𝐞𝐭𝐝. Hello Leo.
Hello Edu, hello everyone.
The Argentinian jumper, we have Alain Valnegri. Hello Alain.
Hello.
And we have Alvaro Romeo as the neutral fan here to give us some tips and hints, good value in these two games that we have on the weekend. So remember as well that we want to know your opinion. Leave your comments, leave your tips for the last two games in the World Cup. And we have to start with the game for the third position. I never understood this game, to be honest, to be played on Saturday, but for those who want to play some bets, perhaps there is some money that can be made. Croatia, Morocco, and we find here that Morocco are the underdog. What a surprise in this World Cup. Croatia are favorites, but Alvaro, if we take a look actually at the last third games matches in the World Cup, we saw Belgium beating England. We saw also Holland beating Brazil recently. Usually there are surprises in this game, and the underdog usually win these games, actually, the third spot games.
It can happen, yeah. I think that this game is quite open. I think that this is the kind of game in which maybe we are likely to see a bit more goals than normal because the pressure is a little bit off as well. So this could be important too. And I do believe that whatever happens in the semifinals, or whoever comes out from the semifinals in a more sad fashion, normally tends to have a worse performance in this game. So, I think that these are more or less the parameters we can expect here. And from the third parameter I think that Croatia maybe wouldn't be as damaged as Morocco from what happened in the semifinals, not because it was not disappointing to lose against Argentina, but because Morocco keeps on losing players. And before the game against France, we saw that 𝐬𝐭𝐴𝐧𝐧𝐞𝐿 couldn't feature. Then Romeo picked an injury, players in the same position. And then after the game, it was quite interesting what the manager, 𝐜𝐨𝐧𝐧𝐸𝐿 said, because he admitted that the team was up to the level from a tactical and from a technical point of view, but not from a physical point of view, because many players are up to the 60 or 70% of their physical capacity, as the coach said. So I think that this may take a part. I'm not saying that Croatia is exuberant. No, they've got many veteran players as well. But I do believe that maybe this game is one game too many for Morocco, if that makes sense. Whereas for Croatia, I think that they are a little bit more in plenitude. Not a lot, but a little bit more. So for this game, checking the odds and all that, and we can go through it a bit more later, I think that I am more than happy to back Croatia because the money is good enough. Again, not saying that Morocco is a bad team. They did a fantastic semi-final against France, and they deserve maybe a draw at some point. But an Asian handicap 0 for Croatia looks to me like a very good safe bet. For example, that pays 176, or even Croatia to win 240.
Actually, Alain, if we have to compare the performance of the semifinals, we can say that Morocco was better than Croatia. Morocco put a fight against France, and Croatia, after the first goal of Argentina, almost disappeared.
Yes, both teams played in the group stage, and we saw Croatia with a lot of problem to create occasion in that game. I think Morocco is true. Maybe they can have the limit in physical part, but we said that from the game before Spain, and I think that the team answered really well. Yesterday, they deserved minimal draw the game, because we saw another version of Morocco, a team able to elaborate the game, especially for the wing, with a lot of quality in the small space. But there miss a number 9, a striker, a killer in the area. I think Morocco have more motivation for that game. I think Morocco, respect to Croatia, have a better mood, because I saw Croatia really down after the game against Argentina. In the game same, after the 1-0, and after the game with the declaration about the player. I choose Morocco win X no bet, odds 2.20.
Opposite from Alvaro, actually, going for
like
Morocco. I would tend to agree, Leo, with Alain. Actually, I think the morale is with Morocco, and we saw another version of Morocco. We were wondering the whole World Cup how would they react if they concede early. They conceded very early against France. They took the possession and they were dangerous, actually. They went forward to look for the goal.
Yes, actually, I think closer to what Alain just had said. I agree with Alvaro. Third place matches tend to be more open usually. Concentration is not at its peaks. But for Morocco and for their people, it's a very important game. I understand what the manager said, that for sure they are not physically 100%. As Alvaro also said, again, Roman side, for sure there are many others who are not physically 100%. But emotions are going to lift them, because the chance of finishing in the podium is a huge step forward, not only for Morocco, but for the full continent, for the Arab world, also for Muslims. So I think all these things are going to play in the hands of Morocco. Of course, for sure, the disappointment was huge with France, because there were chunks of the game when they could have fought. Yes, we could score, we could inflict some pain against France, but they were not clinical at all. But I think we're going to see a Morocco playing as they did in the second half with France, a team that was on the front foot, that was using the right flank mostly to create havoc with 𝐬𝐨𝐧𝐧𝐞𝐜𝐭𝐞𝐝. Hakimi sometimes overlapping the wingers, sometimes playing inside. And with 𝐜𝐨𝐧𝐧𝐸𝐿𝐴 𝐻𝐼, guys who, for me, has been a revelation. Maybe Alain knows him more because he plays in Ligue 1, but for me, I'm amazed with his World Cup with the number 8. I remember that Luis Enrique in the press conference, I think it was after the elimination with Morocco, was asked which player surprised him the most, and he said the number 8. I cannot remember his name, he said. Well, after this World Cup, we will all remember his name for sure. He has strong technical qualities, both to keep the ball and to unbalance the team by passing, dribbling, or shooting. And on top of that, he does not stop running at all. We will see if he can do that against Croatia. So for me, I will put my money on Morocco to win at 3.20. Sounds very, very good. I will look, as I said, because third place game tends to be more open. Goals over 2.5 with at 1.88, and also the opposite from Alvaro. First half Asian handicap 0, but for Morocco, which stands at 1.77.
It's true that the saddest team usually lose this game. We saw it in Brazil, with Brazil losing this game after the defeat against Germany. Also in Russia, with England losing this game. Let's see what happens here. Opportunity to win some money. Probably is not that interesting for the neutral fans, but for sure, as Leo was saying, for Moroccan fans, it's also very important to finish in the podium before the game of the games. On Sunday, there is a smile on Leo's face. Let's focus on Argentina, France. The first thing we have to check, of course, is the odds for the outright market. Who will win the game? And I think in this case, the bookies are spot on. I would give the same odds. It's more or less level, but France are slightly favorites right now. 2.9 for France to win, 2.95 for Argentina to win. The first thing, Leo, is that this Argentina is been growing during the tournament, even in the semifinals. If we've said that Morocco was better than Croatia, we can say as well that Argentina was better than France. And of course, everything built up around Leo Messi in this tournament.
Yes, absolutely. And the poster for the final is great. No, to have Messi and Mbappe, I believe it's a great poster for a World Cup final. That's for sure. It's incredible, to be honest, Edu, guys, for us to play in a final the second time in the last 3 World Cups. Messi is gonna have one last shot at redemption. But as I say this, I would like to make something very clear, that Messi's legacy does not depend on an inch in lifting the World Cup, not at all. Messi's legacy is secure when you see every time the mascots going crazy when they see him in the tunnel. Messi's legacy is secure every time you see his teammates talking in adoration of him. When you see them telling him that they love him and they will do anything they could to help him win the World Cup. Messi's legacy is secure because he's Maradona every single Sunday for the last 15 years. Because in the 69th minute of the match against Croatia, he rolled the time back. And that was amazing. He went to the times when he was a winger, and he took Bardiol, one of the best center backs in this World Cup, for a trip and a master class in dribbling, accelerating, deaccelerating, control, pass. And to be honest, it's a special moment for Argentina, for the national team, to be in this final. And for sure you will agree, because 4 years ago, no one saw this coming. I mean, the exit of Russia 2018 sent big shockwaves through the Argentinian system. We were facing a much needed new foundation. It was the end of an era for a generation of players who played final in Brazil and 2 other Copa America finals, and we lost them all. We had many worries and one certainty. The only certainty was that Messi's passport was still blue. He was still an Argentinian, and that was excellent in itself. But to be honest, 4 years ago, we thought that we have wasted Messi's career at the national team. We were worried that the Argentinian Potrero stopped producing players. You will remember that when Croatia trashed Argentina 3-0 in Russia, on that day, Argentina had Mascherano, Enzo Perez, Banega, and Biglia in midfield. And that was bad in itself, yes, but the recognition that Argentina was not producing any midfielder who you could say is top class, and or at least in the best 30 players in the world. We didn't have any of those in that crucial position. And 4 years ago, we didn't even have a manager because Sampaoli was fired. Scaloni was told, okay, can you just stay there for a few friendlies in September against Guatemala and Colombia? It was this idea of let's wait a little bit and then we see what we're going to do, because we didn't even have, Argentinian Football Association didn't have a penny to hire a good manager, or like Simeone, Pochettino, all those names who were like we were mentioning 4 years ago. And this idea of waiting ended up with the Copa America after 28 years, and with a 3-0 on Tuesday, a revenge of what happened in Russia. And this time with Enzo Fernandez, who is only 21 years old, and he was one of the best midfielders in the group stage of the Champions League, with Paredes, who is not a positional midfielder or number 5, but he has a good feet and he has a good link-up play, with Alexis McAllister, who is only 22, and he's a starter of a good Premier League team. I know maybe the poll here, guys, is not much love, but he's the heart of the team, and Scaloni's voice in the team, and he's doing great so far in the last 4 years for the national team. On Tuesday, Argentina had a center back, which we didn't have in Russia. I mean, Romeo, who has everything to become one of the best center backs of his generation. Will depend on him if he wants to do it or not. We have Julian Alvarez, who is only 22 years of age, and he's in the last months. Actually, if you were asking us, or any Argentinian in May, do you think Julian Alvarez will make the list? And no one was going to tell you for sure he was going to be in the list of Scaloni. Actually, if there were 23 places and not 26, you wouldn't have maybe Enzo Fernandez, and maybe you wouldn't have Julian Alvarez. So many things have changed in the last few months for many of these players. Even maybe McAllister neither, he would have been on the team. I was watching you guys on the last show, and I remember Danny talking about emotions and how Argentina was going to manage them, especially after what we saw against Holland. But my view is that those emotions are fired in Argentina. Look, when Messi played his first World Cup in Germany, Enzo Fernandez was 5 years old. Julian, 6. De Paul was 12 years old. 𝐿𝐭𝐚𝐲, 14. Alexis was 7. Dibu was 13 years of age. So basically, they all grew up having Messi as an idol. They are playing for their own dream, but also for their captain's dream. And that is special, and that can take you always a step further, which I believe, or I don't know if I believe, or it's just I'm hoping it's going to happen, that it's going to take the team to lift the trophy.
And
Edu,
and Leo, I would say that this is credit, especially Alvaro, to Scaloni first, as Leo was mentioning. And I have more doubts about what Leo was saying, placing all the players that he's mentioned in the top 50 on the world. I'm not sure if this Argentina is better than the one who played the final 8 years ago, or is everything about Leo Messi and the players around him are not that good.
I mean, we could go player by player, as they do a lot in England, and compare the first 11 of Argentina 2014 with the first 11 of Argentina 2022. But I think that teams are not, or football sides are not Panini albums or PlayStation games. And at the end of the day, it's about how you play those players. And I think that this Argentina looks to me slightly better than the one in 2014. Looks to me slightly better. And that Argentina in 2014 didn't have a good midfield, in my opinion, apart from Mascherano. But then there were players there like Enzo Perez or Biglia who are not going to make football history at all, not even Argentinian football history. And Leo probably knows about that better than I. But for example, I think I can see a big future, a nice future in Enzo Fernandez. I think that McAllister at Brighton, he's playing so well, and with the Chervi is going to learn a lot, as he did learn with Graham Potter at Brighton. So I think the future is bright for Argentina. And I think that this game is the culmination of what Qatar has been trying to do over the last 12 years. I mean, Qatar bought PSG bought Messi and Mbappe, and those two, Messi and Mbappe, are reaching a World Cup final in Qatar. So the circle is closed. And it's the last World Cup game for Messi, so the narrative is there for us to write. Mbappe can become some sort of Pelé in World Cup terms, winning his second World Cup at the age of 23, which is amazing. And Argentina, let's see, is the current South American winner. I think that they suffered in this World Cup, especially against Mexico. They went through a critical time. I think that the goal of Lionel Messi against Mexico was a turning point in the whole tournament for them. Yeah. Because after that, they had some even quiet games. And Leo was telling me privately that he couldn't believe that in a World Cup semi-final, he was even a bit calm because Argentina was winning 3-0 in a game against Croatia, by the way, that was killed in 5 minutes. That penalty that Messi scores, and then the goal by Julian Alvarez in the 39th minute, 5 minutes, and the game was killed. Croatia was being a good team in that game. But let's see. I think that France is slightly favored because they are the ultimate challenge. I mean, they are as physical as the most physical side, as fast as the fastest side, as deadly as anybody else. And probably they have the best player in the world right now, Kylian Mbappe. Sorry, Leo. I think that Lionel Messi is the best player I've ever seen. But Kylian Mbappe right now has a level of dangerosity that we saw against Morocco at some point that was scary. He could actually start a run 50 meters away from the goal and he could still make it. But what can I say about Lionel Messi anyway? Maybe he's not at the peak of his powers, but he has gathered all the different aspects that he has been excelling in the last 15 years, the goal, the scoring one, the passing one, the dribbling one, and maybe he's at the 80% of all those capacities, but that makes him like the best player statistically of this World Cup because he has scored 5 goals, 3 assists, and he's the leader of the tournament in goals, assists, chances created, dribbles, and fouls suffered. So he is a complete package in this World Cup. It's going to be pretty incredible, really, this final. I'm going to start saying that I like the over 3.5 cards market, because I think this is a final. It's going to be intense. And over 1.6, pounds, euros, dollars for that bet is pretty decent. Later we can go into specifics with the full-time result and all that.
Yeah, but even if France, Alain, they were very calm against Morocco. They suffer a lot of fouls and going for the card market, I was surprised, no, by the experience that this French team has, and many of the players that are going to play this final, they weren't there only 4 years ago. Actually, it's kind of a new team because of the injuries, because Deschamps has put some new players, new blood in the team. And again, we saw how chameleonic this France is. They don't care about having the ball. They just care about winning. This is the style of the Shams. I think it's just adapting.
He's pragmatic manager. Deschamps tried to change the model of play during the last 18 months, but we saw in National League France saved the category in the last journey. His idea was not the best for his team. He came back to 2018 clearly. Is a team really comfortable without the ball. Is a team known if when they catch the ball, they can start the offensive transition con Kylian Mbappé with Dembélé, and that one is easy to Deschamps to attack another team. After in the defensive phase is a really solid team. Yesterday the best player was Griezmann, but especially Varane. He made his best game since a lot of time, and 𝐿𝐭𝐚𝐲, in my opinion, made a very good game. Now France, the limit of France, we saw France in every game have 20-25 minutes where the team concede a lot. France until now they play only against England with striker really dangerous, and with the penalty, if Kane scored the penalty, maybe today we spoke about Morocco or England in final. I think France against Argentina have goal, have arrived really confident, have striker to score and to materialize what they create. And that one, Deschamps known that limit about this team, but in every game we saw that. Yesterday, respect to the past game, we saw France doesn't concede goal, but is because more Morocco are not very well in the finalization, and France was lucky. I think Argentina can be make the difference in this game. Scaloni and his team with Aymar, with Samuel, prepare every game with something to disturb the rival in the tactical way. I think Scaloni is brilliant during this World Cup. He changed the system, he changed the position of the player, and all the player can have that skills to put that in the field. And I think for that Scaloni will be prepared really well. That game, I see a game really tactical in the first half, maybe really close, and I choose the X in the first half, odds 1.97.
Probably this is a good one. Actually, draw at halftime. This is a final. Everything is very level. Usually, we don't see many goals in the finals, apart from the one in Moscow, of course, against Croatia and France. And one of the positive things about this Argentina, Leo, is what Alain was just saying, no? How Scaloni has been developing the team and adapting to the rival. We've been seeing how he was placing more players in the midfield to win this space in the wide part of the pitch, and this is very important also to manage other options in the tournament. Or if Lautaro is not working for you, let's try with Julián Álvarez, and he's doing this very well.
Yes, absolutely. And to be honest, I expect, or I imagine a game much closer to the Netherlands one than the Croatia one, is spot on what Alain said in terms of like Scaloni adapting a lot in terms of like who is playing against, because against Mexico, he didn't play with three at the back, but he used Guido Rodriguez as a third center back to build from there, because Mexico was going to play with wingers. Against the Netherlands, the same, three at the back, because the Bengal was using Daley Blind and Dumfries on both flanks. So Lisandro Martinez was on. Against Croatia, Lisandro's coming out, Paredes coming in, because of course the battle was going to be there in the midfield trio that Croatia always dominates. Actually, they dominated possession in the first 20 minutes. And it was very interesting what Messi said after the game, that it was not casual that the Croatia dominated the ball, that it was almost something that they were expecting, and they allowed Croatia to do. Messi said like Scaloni and his team got everything spot on, that everything they've been told before the game, not just Croatia, but in the Football World Cup, every time they've been told by the staff, by the coaching staff, something that something in the end happened. So that's very important, because the players trust their manager, trust the staff. So I believe, again, maybe against France, a back of three. Of course, we don't have a Kyle Walker in defense. We have no one like that to control Mbappe. So I can imagine Scaloni deciding to double the marking on Mbappe, and that's why he may go for a three at the back. 𝐿𝐭𝐴𝐻 is returning, which is a very good for Argentina. For me, he's been exceptional in this World Cup. 𝐿𝐭𝐴𝐻. The team, Scaloni has used 4-4-2, 3-5-2, 4-4-2, and there was always a clear idea of what to do in each scenario. Sometimes the execution was better or poorer. I agree with that. But the players can adapt to every single system he has been using so far, and that is something that we were not used to before in the national team. I expect not only the double marking on Mbappe, but also Argentina cannot allow Griezmann to have so much control of the game. He has been doing, especially yesterday. He was just outstanding. And then, yes, we will need a lot of luck, that's for sure. And we will need to be clinical, because France will allow you to have a clear-cut chance to score, but we need to be clinical. And it's actually the goal scorer of the tournament, and the Ballon d'Or of the tournament is there for the taking. Messi and Mbappe 5 goals, Giroud and Julian Alvarez 4 goals. This said, I expect a long final. I don't see it finishing in 90 minutes. I expect, yes, both teams to score, but I don't expect many goals. Both teams to score. It's on average with odds of 2. If Argentina scored 4 years ago with Sampaoli as a coach, without playing without the number 9, so I expect this time we can score again. I will look for an Asian handicap for Argentina in the first half. Asian handicap 0 for Argentina in the first half. That comes with odds of 2. And I will go to the market that Alvaro mentioned. Total cards over 3.75 in my case, at 1.83 for the final. For a game who's gonna have the edge like the one with the Netherlands, 1.83 sounds very reasonable and good.
Leo mentioned the 4-3, of course, in Russia. What a game that one was. And you were talking about luck. A market that I was taking a look, Alvaro, is Argentina, for instance, to score a penalty, something that we've been seeing in this World Cup. Odds are 7.0 for Argentina to score from a penalty. Same odds as France, we have to say. But Argentina, they've been lucky with the penalties given. We have to say that.
How many have they taken? 4 or 5?
No?
4 in the 90 minutes.
4, 5. 4, 5 in the 90 minutes. Yeah. Edu, that's fantastic. I mean, what can I say? I back you for that. I also back both teams to score, as strange as it sounds, because I think that both teams have a lot of goals in them. And then, I'm going to explain why I'm backing an Asian handicap 0 for France here, because they do better than you some football ABCs, some football basics. I was saying in the preview of the game against Morocco that the problem that France offers is that they cross better than your previous opponent. They defend better in the 6-yard box. They defend better with a high line. They've got many physical players. It's not going to be easy for Messi to replicate what he did on Guardiola with Theo Hernandez, let alone Rafael Varane, or whoever plays in defense, because we have to say that also there is a little bit of a virus in the French camp. And I think that 𝐿𝐭𝐴𝐻, 𝐵𝐺𝐻, and Coman are going to be doubtful for the game because they are going through some fever right now. But, one thing that...
And that's it.
Yeah, they will need a lot. They will need a lot. One thing that is very important, I finish with this very quickly, is the physicality of France, because the Netherlands at some point spotted that it was worth playing a direct football against Argentina, because this is very basic punditry, okay? But some Argentinian players are pretty short, and 𝐜𝐨𝐵𝗕𝗔𝗜𝗓𝗏 can capitalize on this. These things happen too. And we saw 𝐬𝐭𝐚𝐲, for example, the former Burnley and Wolfsburg striker, just capitalizing a lot on Argentina. So I think that Argentina will have to be very tidy with this and make sure they don't make faults in the edge of the box, as Paredes was doing endlessly against the Netherlands. They will have to be very clever with that, with a lot of commitment, which they have. They have shown a lot of commitment, Argentinians. And I think that the fringe players can play an important role here. Messi is going to be looked after by the French defense and midfield. Same thing applies with Mbappé. I think that the Argentinian defenders are going to be extra vigilant. But the fringe players like Antoine Griezmann, like McAllister, or like Enzo, or Julian, or Dembélé even, they may have a very important role in this game too if the stars are very, surveyed, let's put it this way. By the way, what was the price money of McAllister or Enzo Fernandez or Julian Alvarez in transfer market in June 2022? They have become very important players in this World Cup and over the last 6 months. Very important players. So I'm going to go for Asian handicap 0 for France for the reasons I said before. I think that they can resort to a direct football and Argentina suffers from it. And that pays 198.
And praise Alain to France, because we've been talking a lot about Argentina because I think the focus is on Leo Messi, of course, but getting in back-to-back finals, 4 finals since '98 with different players, actually. This is not the same generation or the same players that they won in Russia. There is a machine of producing good players, physical players, competitive players, not only, and they don't play only, of course, in Ligue 1, but everywhere in Europe. And I think we have to praise the French football recently.
But in the 21st century, the most dominant team in selection. The World Cup speak about that. Now, a team without Benzema, without Incur, without Pogba, without Kanté, he lose Lucas Hernandez. Lucas Hernandez was the titular there. Have that solidity means they have a really good formation. A lot of players go out in the last 10 years, but Deschamps known to use that because a lot of teams are very good players, but after you must to have a style, a model of play, the clear idea. And France have that. A lot of people is the debate now about the aesthetical football of France, but I think it is important to know the history about France and what changed in the head of the player in France since the 80s to now. In the 80s in France, the formation was play well, enjoy the game, and if you lose, is not the most important. And that one start to change when the players start to go out. Deschamps, Zidane, go to Italy, player go to the Premier, go to the Liga. And that one, after they start to thinking, and they think, but it's better winning that player well. And if you check the title of France, in the '98, France play well, only the final. They was really lucky against Paraguay, against Italy, against Croatia. it was not a really a good offensive show, and that half player, because 𝐬𝐭𝐚𝐲, Zidane was player with genius. But that one, when France start to play well, 2006, they lose, and Deschamps is really intelligent about the reading the game, detect what means about a team. And when he arrived in the selection, he said, I want to win. I don't want to play bonito, joga. No, I want to win. And the results speak for him. Except the Euro the last year, the results speak for him. But in the Euro, he tried to play more offensive. And in the National League, he tried to play more offensive. He changed the system. He started to play with 3 center back and with 𝐜𝐻𝐴, another play for the right, to have that powder in offensive phase. He is back to what permits to win the World Cup in 2018, and he make a World Cup really similar to 2018. They play a crazy game against Argentina, and in final there was lucky because they found a Croatia really tired. But except that, France never show a powder in offensive phase. He put the another team 20-25 minutes in his last 30 meters. No, it's not the idea. It's not the plan of Didier Deschamps. And Argentina must to found and be patiently is the most important. Avoid the mistake. I am curious. Maybe Leo we said as if Scaloni use 3 center back, especially to limit a little Kylian Mbappé. But I am really curious to show France Sunday against a team who is a killer in the area, and that one can be the key about the game.
Well, you have all the options now to bet on Argentina or on France, in Mbappé scoring, in Messi scoring, who is going to win the Golden Boot. We've analyzed all the betting options for you. Now it's time to tell us also in the comments which team are you backing, which is your favorite bet, and in the meantime, we are gonna tell you the best bets for you guys. Let's go with Leo.
So, guys, my safe bet for the final on the first place fixture will be, I will go for first half double chance for Argentina against France. That one comes with 1.31. My safe bet, first half double chance for Argentina.
Be confident, Leo. Argentina to win should be your safe bet, no? Argentina is handicap -1, something like this.
-3 for Argentina.
Exactly.
Messi to score a hat-trick.
Come on, be confident. Go to the obelisk already to celebrate.
To score 3 penalties. Yeah, 2 doubtful penalties, please.
I was seeing, by the way, so funny, no? How the Argentina celebrated the qualifying to the final already with the summer vibes that you have in the southern hemisphere. Having fun. More fun the Argentinians than the French, we have to say, celebrating the pass to the final. Alain, your safe bet?
My safe bet is over 2.75 cards, odds 1.27.
For France, Argentina, right? For the final.
Yes, sorry, for France, Argentina, yes.
And Alvaro, yours?
Otamendi to score or assist. No. I'm kidding. Here, my safe bet will be Asian handicap 0 for Croatia, 176.
You go for the third spot game, of course. 2 games we have this weekend. Alvaro, let's do an ACCA. Of course, you can mix some bets and perhaps you can win good money only betting on the final or on the third spot. Tell me your ACCA.
Look, before I say that, you can top up an ACCA with Mbappé to score or Messi to score because the odds are fantastic, just to say. But my ACCA is Asian handicap 0 for Croatia and Asian handicap 0 for France. You put it all together, for a total of 348.
All right. Or Griezmann, of course, to assist, one of the best players of the tournament. We cannot forget about Antoine Griezmann. Alain, tell me your ACCA.
Croatia, Morocco, over 1.75 goals, odds 1.32. And France, Argentina, both teams to score for a total 2.60.
Leo, yours?
Mine goes for first half double chance for Argentina, the same one that I use for the safe bet. Argentina, France, both teams to score. Argentina, France, total cards over 3.75. And a first half Asian handicap 0 for Morocco in their game against Croatia. That gives me a total of 8.48.
All right, guys, let's enjoy the last game, the final of the World Cup, Argentina or France. Let me know in the comment section who are you backing, who are you betting on. Good luck, Leo, especially, or Alain, but I know that Leo is especially, of course, back in Argentina. Good luck to everyone. Let's enjoy the game and see you very soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, guys.
Bye-bye.